Welcome everyone in this new video tutorial about Diablo-like dungeon generator. In this video we are going to continue our background tile logic, and we are going to just make it so we properly connect our background tiles and we properly add the tiles in the corners, the background tiles in the corners of our tiles. So I think what we want to do here, we previously were still looping through our tile layout, and in this tile layout there are no background tile because we are looping through a temporary array. So we're going to promote that to a local variable, which is going to be without BG tiles. So this is our tiles without BG tiles, like that. We're going to loop through that array, and then we're going to once we added our background tiles around, we're going to redo that, but promote that to another local variable called with BG tiles, like this, and we're going to loop through that array. And first thing we're going to do is to ask is, so we're going to grab all of these wires and pull them here, but we're going to make sure to move that wire here, and we're actually going to promote that to a local variable called current tile looping, current tile. That's all. We're going to grab that and connect that to the rest. We're going to get that, and we're going to make sure we fix the bug we have in here, where we are, when we control dragged the wires, it actually moved it also moved the wire from there, and we don't want that. We want to delete the wire we moved, and we want to grab our temporary variable current tile. So this is the current tile we are looping through, and we actually want to promote that in here as well. This is the current tile we are looping through. We want to get the current tile. We want to grab all of these array elements like this. We want to grab that. So we are looping through all our tiles, and we are checking the angles. So we only want to loop through the tiles which are not background tiles. We don't want to check the corners of our background tiles. So let's remove them from this equation. So if the tile type is different from background tile, we're going to loop through. We're going to check the corners around the tile. So we have quite a lot of nodes. We're going to move them like this. We're going to comment that, add background tiles in the corner. So if the tile we are looping through is not a background tile, what do we want to do? We want to check the locations in the angles of that tile. We want to see if the location is not used. So is the tile we are looping, is the tile in the angle not used? Is the tile in the angle? Okay, we are getting the locations around, whereas we could just be, yep, that's right, we are getting the locations around. Is the location around a background tile? That's correct. We are trying, okay, so we have quite a spaghetti there. We want to move that away. So the current tile we are looping through, looking the corners. Is the corner not used? If so, we try to find the background tile around the corner. When we do find the background tile, we actually add the tile in the corner not used, and we add a background tile with empty directions. And then we are actually not going to revert the cardinal just yet. And then we set the connections enabled between the tile we added. We actually don't want to break in here. We actually want to set the connections enabled of the tile we add in the corner to all background tiles around. So is the tile around the background tile? So we don't want to add it all the time. We actually just want to... Okay, I know what we need to do. So we actually don't want to add the tile to the layout just yet. We want to delete that. We want to put that aside. We want to get the locations around. For each background tile around, we want to get rid of these wires. We want to pull that aside. For each background tile around, we actually want to duplicate one of our local variables to the array. We want to call that background corner connections. We want to grab that. We want to add our location around to that array. Then what do we want to do? We want to say, did we actually found any location around, which is a background tile? If so, we want to add our background tile. Where do we want to add it? We want to add it there in the corner we were looping through initially. And we want to connect it to all the corner connections we found. We want to do that. So we want to connect what? We want to connect the location we were looping through. What do we want to connect it to? We want to connect it to, we are coming from this tile to this tile. We want to hit compile, hit save. And I think we can just hit play. So it created 4 ways. So I think I know why. That's because when we try to get the location around, we are just asking if the location around is a background tile. And maybe we need to branch and to say, do we actually find the location around? If so, is it a background tile? We're going to hit compile, hit save, and hit play. And we can clearly see we need to revert the cardinal. And it's actually giving us errors. We are first going to revert the cardinal. We're going to hit, I know what I forgot. We need to clear the background border connections afterwards. Hit compile, because this is a temporary array we are reusing for each corner. So let's hit play. Let's escape, we don't have errors. And we have background tiles all around the place. So if I'm getting nearby, do we actually want to connect them with each other afterwards? This will be a 3-way. Maybe we do want to do that. Maybe we do want to do that. So let's say we do that once again. Let's say we do that once again. Connecting, getting all the tiles in our layout. If any of these tile is a background tile, we are going to get the locations around. The locations, all of them. If any of this location is, so we are going to collapse that to a function. Is tile of type. This is going to be a pure function. The key is not going to be a reference. The parameter is not going to be a reference. We're going to grab that and set that to a parameter, tile template. This is going to be called in type. And first parameter is going to be in location. We're going to hit compile. Go back to our generate background function. Is tile of type background tile? Yes, we find the location around the background tiles. And is the location around the background tile is a background tile. But maybe it's not connected. How do we check if it's connected already? Are tiles connected? This tile and that tile? Are they not connected? If not, we are going to connect them. We are going to connect the first one with the second one. Actually, we need to pull the first one in here. It doesn't really matter, but like that. So I want to rewire this just so we understand properly what's going on in there. So we have other wires. Where do they go? They go there. And we have other ones. Where do they go? One of them is going there, like this, and the other one is going there, like this. So are tiles connected? This one and that one? If so, we want to connect them if they are not connected. So in here, we want to plug nuts instead of just connected. Like that. We want to comment that, connect background tiles. We want to hit compile, hit save, and hit play. And it's connecting them with each other, but sometimes, it never creates, and it fails. It never actually creates three ways. We have corridors. This should actually, so why is it not working? When we are, okay, I know why. When we are getting the locations around, in here we want to say that if we do not find, in here in is tile of type, we want to say that if we do not find the tile we are looking for, we are returning false. We hit compile, hit save, hit play, So this gives us this. It's still not properly working. So for all the tiles in our layout, if the tile we are looping through is a background tile, is that correct? Yep, it is correct. We are getting the location around the tile. Is the location around the tile of type background tile? We are checking if both are connected. If they are not connected, we are connecting them. Maybe we need to plug that and do not revert the cardinal. If I'm hitting play, so we actually get quite different results. Okay, I know what's happening there. I need to revert the cardinal. I need to plug that in here. I need to hit compile, hit play. Nope, it's still not working. I think I'm just wrongly plugging some of the wires there. I want to ask, is this tile connected to that one? If both tiles are not connected, I just want to plug them all together. Okay, no, I know what I don't want to do. I want to connect them. I didn't want to do that actually. I want to connect them both all together. So like this. So first thing I want to do is connect that tile from that point to that tile. From the other way around. It's looking quite strange, but I think that's it. I want to connect them both. I can do it like that, I believe. So first, are they not connected? Okay, so if they are not, we are connecting the second tile to the first one. We are going to get rid of the revert cardinal. They make no sense. I can just revert the logic and it will be the same. So we are connected the second tile to the first one, and then we are connecting the first tile to the second one. All right. If I'm hitting play, it seems to be working, but we do not have four-way in here. But that may not be an issue, but we do have three ways in there. This is an issue, I think. I want to say, is the tile around used? Is the tile around used? And are they not connected? I want to connect them. If I'm hitting play, all right, we don't want to connect the other tile if it's not of one type. So the second tile, we are only looping through the background tiles, and then we say we connect the second tile. So we actually want to connect the background tile to the tile which is around, and then if the tile which is around is of type background tile, we also want to connect it So if I'm hitting play, yep, that's better. We have proper background tiles popping up all over the place. And of course, the client is getting them with the proper connections. So this is going to wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.